Now we are starting assignment questions on functions. So first question is, write a function which prints hello world message on the console. So we know that directly we can use print user defined function, inbuilt function for printing hello world on the console. But what we need to do here, we are going to define one user defined functions, means we are going to define that function, and so once I call that function, so that function will print hello world on the console. So this is a simple program. So now here we will take one function to define. So now we have to use def keyword and name of the function. For example, we will give print hello on the, means this is the name of our function. So now this function is not taking any argument, so that's why I have taken here empty brackets, and here on the console we want to print hello world, right? So now here what we have done, we have defined our user defined function, and in this function we have taken this inbuilt function print to print hello world on the console. So now this is the definition of function. So this definition, when it will be useful, when we are calling this function. So how to call this function? So we have to come out of this function and we have to take that function name. As our function is not taking any argument, so that's why this argument list is blank, right? So now if I save this and if I run this program, so I am getting hello world, right? So here function is getting called. So once it is called, control will transfer to this and it will print hello world on the console, right? So in this way you can solve this first problem. Now second question we are going to solve. So here second question is, write a function which takes name of person and greeting message as parameters and greet the person with that message. So means here we have to define one user defined function. So that function is going to take two arguments, that is the name of person and message with which we want to greet that person. So for to solve this, I will take here, I am defining one function here, greet function I am taking, and what these are, it is taking parameters, so name and message. So these are the two parameters here. Now what we want to do, we want to greet that person with that message. So for this I am taking here print function. So I will use here f string. So in this f string I am going to take hi, name of that person and message, right? Here message I have taken. So with this what we have done, so this function, so this greet function is there, so it is taking name of the person and message as argument, and we are printing on the console hi, whatever the name of the person is there, so that will be displayed here hi. For example, name of the person is John, hi John, and for example message we have sent good morning, so that will be displayed here hi John, good morning. So now here we need to call this function. To call this function we are coming out of that function and we are passing arguments. For example, I am passing here Mary as the name of person and we are passing here good evening, right? So this is our greet message. Now I will run this. So I am getting hi Mary, good evening. So now we will pass another argument. We will call this function with other arguments. For example, John I am taking and I am passing here good morning. Right? I will call one more time greet So I will take here name as Tony and message I am giving here, how are you? We are just asking something like that message we are giving here. So for Mary, hi Mary, good evening. Hi John, good morning. Hi Tony, how are you? Right. So in this way, you can define function which is taking which has two parameters, name and message, and we are printing the message inside this function. And whenever we are calling, we are passing two arguments here, Mary, good evening, and here also John, good morning, Tony, how. Right. So in this way you can solve this second problem. So now here third problem is write a function to add two numbers. So this is also very simple program. So you have to write one function which is going to add two numbers. So as per our requirement, we will modify this function also, or the whatever logic we are writing. So now for this I am defining one function, def add. So now what it is doing, adding two numbers. So I am taking here num1, num2. So these are the two parameters this function is taking, and what it is doing, it is doing addition of these two numbers. So I am taking here total is equal to num1 plus num2, and we will print on the console. We will use f string for this addition of. So you can directly take here in f string function directly you can take this num1. So this expression you can directly take here in the f string also, so that will also be possible, but I have calculated outside this total, and now I am showing on the console using this f string. So addition of num1 and num2 is total. So now we have defined this function. Now we will call this function add. So I am passing here 1 2, then one more time I will call this with 18 4, then one more time I will call this with 100 200 120. Okay, no issue. So now we will run this. So now here addition of 1 and 2 is 3, 18 and 4 is 22, addition of 120 is 120, right? So in this way, in this simple way, or this is very simple program to write. So you can modify this program. So for example, here directly we are giving here arguments. Directly we have written the numbers, but instead of this you can take input from user. So for example, I am taking here num1 is equal to int. I am taking input, enter first number, num2 int input, enter second number. So once we got this first and second number, something wrong I have done here. So now for once we got this number 1 and number 2, we will call this function with this num1 num2. So now with this I'm again running this program. So I will enter here 10 first number, second number 20. So addition of 10 and 20 is 30, right? So now you can, one more way you can modify this program. So you can take continuously input from the user, right? So now here for that what you have to do, you have to take here infinite while loop. So while true, and what I am taking here, so I am taking here num1, num2, and we are calling this function. Now next we are using here if function. So now here we will first we will print one message on the console. So that will be print do you want to continue. So we are asking user to enter yes or no, right? So now here if, so otherwise we will take from, so we'll take input from user. Answer is equal to input. So user will enter y or n. So we will convert it into lower. So lowercase yes or no we are taking. If answer equal to y, no, we want to continue, right? So if answer is no, means n, if user has entered no, then we will break this loop. Otherwise we will continue asking this, right? So now we will run this again. So I am giving here 1, 2. Do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. Enter first number, second number, 4, 5. Do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. I am giving 7, 8. This is 50. Do you want to continue? No, I don't want to continue. So I have given n. So it has broken that loop, right? Means you can modify this program as per your previous knowledge. So you can use while loop. You can take here input arguments from user, right? So in this way you can solve this program. Next question is, write a program in which 4 functions for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division are defined, and call those functions with 2 input integer number arguments. So here what you have to do, you have to define 4 functions, and with 2 integer arguments you have to call these functions. So now first we will define these functions. So def add function we will take, and it is taking 2 integer arguments. So for example, I will take here a and b, and what this function is doing, it is doing addition of these 2 numbers. So I am directly doing addition and showing here, or you can use here f string. So here in f string, so addition of a and b is add a plus b, right? So in this way you have to define the function. So now how many functions we have to define? We have to define 4 functions. So I will copy paste this one function 3 more times, and we will modify this function. So I will take here another function, that is subtraction. So it is doing subtraction of 2 numbers. So I am taking here a minus b. So here we need to change subtraction of subtraction of A and B is this. Then MUL, that is multiplication, we need to do. Multiplication of A and B is this A into B. Then division. So div, we have defined division of A and B is A divided by B. Right, so I have defined here 4 functions. Now we will take input from user. So num1 I will take int input enter first number. Then num2 I am taking int input enter second number. Yeah. Now here I want to call add. So we will call all the functions. So num1, num2, then we are calling subtraction, that is sub function, num1, num2, then multiplication, we are passing two arguments num1, num2, then division num1, num2. Right, so now we will run this program now. So now first number I am giving here 20, second number I am giving 10. So addition of 10 and 20 is 30, subtraction is 10, multiplication is 200, division of this is 2. So I will run this program again. I will give here 90 and 30. So here we are getting addition of these two is 120, subtraction is 60, multiplication is this, and division is this, right? So in this way you can solve this problem. Next question is write a menu driven program in which user will enter mathematical operation to execute on taken input arguments. So here we have to define some functions and as per the user requirement, so which mathematical operation user wants to do, so as per that function will get called. So for that I am defining here function. So add, so this is taking two input arguments a, b, and we will take here print a plus b. So in the same way for subtraction, multiplication and division we will do. So add, subtract. So for subtraction we need to change this operator, then multiplication, then division. So div for this a divided by b. Now here what we will do, we will define one dictionary with operation name, and what this dictionary is going to take, so it is having key as a your operation and value will be the function which should get called for that operator. So subtraction I am taking here, then for multiplication taking here mul, and here for division this symbol we are taking, that is operator, then here div. Right? So this dictionary I have defined here. Now here I will take message to user, so that the message will be so I will print here enter the operation from following list, right? So now here we need to display all the keys of this operation. So for that what we will do, for op in operation, means we are iterating over this dictionary and we are printing this op on the console. Means it will show plus, minus, multiplication, division, right? So now once we got this, so it will print all this. Now user will enter operation here, operation opr we will take mop, mathematical operation, right? So I am taking here input from user. So now user will enter the operation, right? So now here before this we will take numbers from user. So num1 I am taking here int input enter a number. So we will take one more number, that is num2 equal to int input enter second number. We will take here enter first number, right? So now we got these two numbers. Now we are asking user which operation user wants to perform, then user will enter that operation, right? So now here what we will do, so what is this operation? So for example user has entered plus, so this plus user has entered. So then with this plus, which operation should get called? This operation should get called. Means what we have to do, from this operation dictionary we need to access this key. So that is m operation. So this is your key you have to access, and with this key, so that function should get called, right? So now here I have taken this key. So we will run this much program and we will print this key on the console. What we are getting, we will check. So I am taking here 1, 2, and which operation I want to perform. I want to perform, for example, plus I want to perform. So user has entered plus, and with this what is it is showing? So it is showing. So we know that using key we can access value of the value from the dictionary. So what is value? Add function is the value. So that's why it is showing this add function. Now I want to call this function. So how to call this function? So we have to use two brackets and you have to pass here. What are your two arguments? num1 and num1 and num2. Okay. So now I will run this. So now here first number I am entering 8, then 4. I want to do multiplication. So I am entering here star. Then now it is showing 72, right? So in this way you can do you can write this program, right? So in this way you can solve, or if you have another way, in that way also you can solve. Next question we are going to solve. Implement a bill calculator. So here user will enter number of people bill amount, a tip percentage. With this you have to calculate per person bill amount. Means here user will enter number of people, how many people were there for lunch or dinner, then bill amount, whatever the bill amount is there. So then tip percentage, so this will not be entered by user, we will ask user for a tip percentage, and then with this we have to calculate per person bill amount. So tip percentage will be from we will give 0, so if user doesn't want to give any tip, so that case also we will cover, right? So here user have to enter only number of people and bill amount, so tip percentage we will ask, right? So now here we will take first bill amount is equal to we will take float, or we will take even number, int even, or means I should say integer, it should be integer. Input, enter your bill amount, right? So now I got this bill amount. Then we will ask number of people, so here int we will take input number of people, right? So now here we will ask user for tip percentage, so tip percentage user have to enter tip percentage we are taking, so we are giving here int input input enter 0 or 12 or 15 percentage, enter percentage, tip percentage, means user will enter 0, so it doesn't want to give any tip, so 12 and 15 percentage, right? So this also user will enter. So now yes, with this, so these three things we are getting from user: bill amount, number of people, and we are asking for tip percentage 0, 12 or 15, right? So now here we will calculate the final bill amount, final bill. So final bill will be how much? Final bill will be bill amount plus bill amount plus, so what is the then we have to divide this bill amount, so no, it should be multiply bill amount into what we want to multiply, percentage. So percentage will be, for example, user is entering some percentage value, tip percentage, we have to divide that with 100, tip percentage we have to divide that with 100, so that we will get the means, for example, 12 it is a user is entering, so we will get 0.12, so means your tip will be bill amount into 0.12, so that will be your tip, right? So now bill amount plus bill amount, that is, and tip percentage we are getting. So now with this we are getting final bill. So here we will print on the console, print f string we are taking your final bill is, so here final bill we are showing on the console. Okay. So now we want to calculate per person bill. Per person bill. So for this, what we need to do? We need to take this final bill divided by number of people. Number of POP people. Right? So now final bill divided by number of people. So with this we are getting per person bill. F per person, or we will take each person have to pay. So we will take here per person bill. So this should be displayed on the console. Now we will run this program and we will check is our logic is right or not. So now I will run this. So now for example, enter your bill amount. I am entering here 50. The number of people I will give here 2. Then percentage, so I am giving 0. I don't want to give any tip. So your final bill is 50 rupees and each person have to pay 25 rupees. Means it is correct, right? So now we will run this program one more time. So for example, I am giving here 100, number of people 3, and tip percentage. For example, I want to give 15. Then your final bill is 100 plus 15, and this is your per person bill, right? So in this way you can solve this problem. So if you have another way, you can solve in that way also. Next question we have to solve is write a function which takes person's first name and last name as parameter and display that in the title case on the console. Title case means first alphabet is capital, so that is the title case we have to write. For example, here example is user has entered first name as Tina and second name as like Tony, right? This is the right. So for example, user has entered this. So what should be the output? Output should be this capital title case. So it should be this, right? So that is our requirement. So here we need to define function first and display in the title case. Okay. So now here we will define one first function def. So here title case name. This is our function name. Title case name, and it is taking first name and last name as parameter, right? So now with this, now we want to print in the title case, so I will take here print. I will use here f string. So here I will use this replacement operator, and I will show this first name first name dot title. So in Python we have title function which do title of the string. Title means whatever the first character is there, it will capitalize and remaining will be small case. So that is the title case, we can say, right? So now here I will take last name dot title, right? So now in this way it will print first name and last name. Then we will call this function title. So otherwise we will take input from user first name and last name. First name is equal to input, enter your first name, then last name, take here input, enter your last name. So user will enter first name and last name. So with this first name and last name, we need to call this function title case name, and I should pass here first name and pass as argument first name and last name. So now I will save this and we will run this now. It is showing previous program output is there, so I will run it again. So I will give here first name as Tina, last name as Tony. It is giving Tina Tony, right? So now here I will again run this. We will give John, then we will give here Smith. So now it is giving in the title case, right? So in this way, using this title function, you can solve this problem. Next question is write a function which has student name, age, roll number, percentage marks as parameter and display this information on the console in user readable format. So here from user we are going to take student name, age, roll number and marks, and this now we have to define one function which will display that information in proper format, like name of student is this, then age is this, like that. So now for that I will define one function here, def student info, and this function is taking three parameters, student name, then student age, then roll number, then we will take only age and name instead of taking this much long variable name, age, roll number and marks. So this is information we got. Now we will print on the console using f string. So name is, so we will use here replacement operator, name, print roll number, so here we are going to use f string, so roll number, then first we will print person information, so age is f, age we got, then roll number we have printed, then marks, finally marks we will print marks f, right? So now here next we will take this information from user, so we will take here name, we will give message input, please enter your name, then we are taking age input, So as we are not processing this age, so we will keep it as a string only, so we will not convert it into integer. Please enter your age, then roll number, equal to input, enter your roll number. So here we will write properly message, please enter your roll number, then age we are done, then marks equal to input, please enter your marks. So now we will run this. So now what we need to do, so we have taken this from user, but finally we need to call this function. So how to call? We have to take function name student info, and we will pass name as Mary, then age is, for example, we will take here 18, roll number is 101, and marks are like 89% sure. Then again we are calling with different arguments this function. Ram, we will take 18, 102, 95. Right. So now with this two, we have called this function twice. Okay. So now if I run this, oh no, what I have done here, sorry. So what I have done here, so I am taking this from user, so I shouldn't use this, so I should call with this whatever user is entering. So student info, and I should pass here name, age, roll number. So we are generalizing this function, marks. Okay. So now with this we will run this now. So I'm giving here Ram, age is 18, roll number is 101, marks 95. So name is Ram, age is 18, roll number is 101, marks is 95. Right. So in this way you can solve this. So you can do modification here. So you can use here while loop. So infinite while loop. So while true you are taking, this is infinite loop. Now here you have to add one condition here. So you are giving here message to user like answer, we will take answer is equal to we are giving in input, do you want to continue, do you want to continue. So earlier also we have seen how to implement this infinite loop. We'll give here yes or no, and we will convert into lower, so user will enter y or n. So now we have converted into lower. If answer is equal to n, means user doesn't want to continue, user has entered n, so we will break this loop, otherwise we will continue. So now we will run this program again. So I will give here a, then age, we'll give 18, roll number 100, marks 98. So now name is this. So now I have given here, I want to continue, I have given, then roll number is 101, sorry 101, then marks 94, right? So now it is displaying all the information. So now I don't want to continue, so I will give here end. So with this is breaking the loop. So in this way you can modify this program also. Next question is, write a function which takes a number as an argument and returns cube of that number. So this is very simple program. So here what is modification here? So instead of writing that result in that function, so we are returning that cube of number from that function. So for that I am first defining one function. So this is calculating cube. So I have given here calcube as the function name. So it is taking number as an argument and it is returning cube of that number. So I will give here return cube. So cube means it is power 3. So now it is returning this cube of the number. So now here we will take cube as a variable and we call this function so cube. So I am giving here 2, and once we got the cube we will print that cube on the console using f string. Cube is cube, right? So now I will run this program now. So now cube of 2 is 8, right? So now you can generalize this program also. So for example, you are taking number from user. So you are taking number is equal to int input. We are giving message, prompt message to user, please enter a number, right? So now once we got this number, we will pass this number to this function instead of hard coding value, and we will print that cube on the console, right? So in this way we can generalize this function. Invalid syntax. Is it right? So I will run this again. So I'm giving here 8. So cube is 518. So now I will run this program again. I will give here 4. So it is 64, right? So in this way you can solve this. So you can do here modification using while loop. You can implement infinite loop, and when user is entering no, so then at that time you are breaking the loop. The same thing you can implement here also. So as per your requirement and as per your logic, you can modify this program also. This last problem we are going to solve. Write a function which returns volume of cuboid, which takes length, breadth and height as input parameter. Means here we are going to define one function which is going to calculate cuboid, and that cuboid volume of cuboid, and that volume we are going to return from this function. So for that, first we need to take length, breadth and height of cuboid from user. So we will take here length equal to, so it can be a float, so that's why we will use float function for typecasting. So input, enter length, then otherwise first we will define function. So what will be the logic? So this cuboid we will take volume, cuboid volume, we will take cuboid volume. This function we are defining, and this function is taking what it is taking? It is taking 3 arguments: length, breadth and height. Length, breadth and height. Right, so these 3, parameters we are taking. So cuboid of volume of cuboid is multiplication of all these three. So return length length into breadth into height. So this it is returning. So then we got length, then we will take breadth, float, we will take input, enter breadth, then we will take height is equal to float OAT float, input, enter height GHT height. Yes. So now we got length, breadth and height. So now with this we will call this function. So cuboid volume. So we are giving here length LENGTH length, then breadth, then height HIGHT HEIGHT, yes, height. So now what this function is returning, it is returning volume of cuboid. So we will take here volume. So this function is returning volume. So this we have got here in volume variable. So now and we will print on the console. So we will use here f string volume of cuboid is. So here I will take volume, right? So now in this way we will solve this. So we will run this. So I'll give it length as 1, breadth as 2 and height as 3. So cuboid volume of cuboid is 6. So now I will run it again. So I will give here 3.14, then 18 and height I am giving 4. So volume of cuboid is this, right? So in this way you can solve this problem, right?